GPS uses that serial line, we can't pass updated waypoints or coordinates or instructions to the plane using those XBs. So the XBs kind of act as a one-way link right now, which is really unfortunate because, I mean, think of what we could do if we could, change the setup while it's up in the air. I mean, that'd be awesome. That really would be the next step. So they're coming up with an entire new board. It's going to be called autopilot Mega, based on the Arduino Mega. Essentially, they just pin out everything in a better order, and I believe there's going to be another microcontroller on board similar to this one, like an @tiny, and that's going to provide fail-safe operation. But with that extra serial line, or serial lines, because I think it's going to have 4, you'll be able to pass instructions to it, and it's going to have more bells and whistles. So that's the path the community is currently going in. Something I want to do personally is take an iTouch or something similar like that, build a graphical user interface or whatever that I can manipulate, similar to the config tool, so I can pan Google Maps around, drop waypoints live, and have that sent up to the UAV. So I can literally just walk around, it'll follow me, I can change its waypoint path and everything, and if I want to see what's over that hill, I just kind of flip a button and look around using my video goggles. I'm a total badass, So that'll look awesome. And easier configuration. They're really kind of working on stepping the code down right now because they have a configuration file that you change parameters, and it's very well commented, and that's all you really need to do. You don't have to touch any source. But it's still a little complicated. So there's a couple guys in the community that want to put a video out there that's kind of oriented toward the high school crowd and how they can make this. Because if you can teach a high schooler to do this, then maybe someday I can teach my mom how to do it, and that'd be cool. So, yes, sir. Yeah, about that. I got some things. I got some things to say to the Air Force guys, the Academy guys. Nothing against the services, but the Academy rivalry is pretty intense. So really quick, I just want to hit on some legal issues. The way we fly these legally is under the FAA model airplane regulations. The AMA, the Academy of Model Aeronautics, I think that's right. They publish safety rules and everything that generally you should try to follow by, but I'll just summarize for everybody's benefit here because you're never actually going to go out and look up legal issues for this. To be legal, technically, you have to fly under 400 feet within line of sight and have the ability to take control of the plane for safety purposes. 400 feet up. Now, you can take it out as far as you can see it, and let's be honest here. This plane will go up as high as you want, and with a video setup, you don't even have to see it anymore. So as long as you have a solid RF link and you can take safe control of it and bring it back to you manually, which means that you have to have some proficiency flying a model airplane, then in my book you're good. So just that's how I roll. Fortunately there's no FAA guys out there. Are there? If there are,
Same guy who thinks the tree is a landing mechanism.
It works. Okay? It works. The plane is right here. This plane literally ran into a tree yesterday, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? So it's not flying right now. We'll fly it later, I promise. But another thing with RF issues, I really encourage you guys to go out and get your ham radio license because with that opens up all kinds of band privileges, and you really get all the knowledge necessary to work some of these more advanced systems. You can pair and match antennas better if you have this education. It only costs like $14 or $12 to go get your license, and when you sit, you can test up as many classes as you like. So that's a great community. They provide a lot of support to me because I still don't know how to pick antennas. I just find some old guy who, oh yeah, this antenna here, this here, that's what you want. And finally, legal issues. Like I said, it's not stalking if it's love, guys. So questions, let's break it out. Yes, you speak up. So I like to do everything from soup to nuts. Okay, so he was asking if anything's being done on the observation side, or what was the rest of it?
Basically, could you say if we follow that bird or,
Oh, okay. I don't, so a problem with this airframe is that it has a limited capability to carry weight, which means that our processing power is very low. We're just using @mega microcontrollers here. So we don't have onboard capability to do image processing and follow targets natively. That would be a really cool thing if somebody could do that on a gum stick and kind of throw it in there. You could stick a smartphone on it. I've seen that done in the community. If you want to write that yourself and give it to me, that'd be awesome. Maybe I can come back next year. So, yes.
Hey, since, if I remember correctly, West Point's a non-fly zone for non-military aircraft, so how does that affect your model airplane flying?
Okay, so here's how I do it at West Point, because I'm not allowed to. Where you saw me flying, I'm really not supposed to be. I kind of look around. Are there any officers? We step out, and then step back in. That's how you do it. In the back.
You configure that it uses the RF signals as automatic systems to return to launch?
Can you configure it to, if it loses an RF signal, to automatically go back to RTL? In certain versions of the code, that's actually default behavior, and you could definitely code it that way. Essentially, with the current software version, I believe how it works is it's just going to fly its route independently of the RF signal. But if it loses the command from your transmitter that's telling it to stay in autopilot mode, then it'll flip out. And not like flip out, like, go all berserk, but it'll come out of that mode and it'll go back to RTL and just kind of it just kind of orbits overhead in like some random fashion because it's trying to hit your GPS coordinate. But it will come back to you. Or it should. It should. Any other questions? In the back.
Yeah, I've got a request for those playing at home. If you're playing it, somehow we can patch it into the Shmoocon site.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we should figure that out. That'd be.
And I don't know if you saw the iPhone patch this morning, but if you could tie that into, following people on their iPhone.
Oh, hey guys, one other thing I forgot to mention. Some of the other payloads that you can throw on here that we actually have are a Bluetooth sniffing payload, or maybe it's a Bluetooth pushing payload. Major Terrence O'Connor, he's coming up to talk in 2 hours. He actually wrote that for me. We just kind of threw it on here. So we could you're walking around with your little Bluetooth thing in your ear and suddenly you hear something different. Yeah, we did that. And war driving, there's been examples of war driving done before, but now you can do it with an autonomous aircraft, so that's kind of cool. And we're working on figuring out the RF to actually do consistent 802.11 sniffing from the air. So now you don't even have to get off your ass to, go figure out what those guys are doing, a couple blocks over. You can just send the plane up and it'll orbit overhead, and you can check out what he's watching on YouTube. If he's, yes.
Are there helicopter-based airframes that can handle the kind of payloads that you're...
Helicopter-based airframes. Helicopters are very difficult, because of their inherent instability and also all the forces that are being imparted on it. They have a lot of vibration that really messes with the sensors. There are a lot of attempts out there, especially with the UAV dev board, throwing that on helicopters. I haven't seen amazing success with it, but I mean, they can get a helicopter to kind of hover and everything, but it doesn't work so well outdoors when you have wind. As you saw, my airplane was pitching around and it has great stabilization. I don't think you can take a helicopter out there and ask it to fly around a couple miles and come back in one piece. It'll probably find its way to the ground.
I'd like to ask about the helicopters. I don't know if anybody is doing this work, but I've dealt with a lot of helicopter stuff. They're temperamental, they're hard to fly, getting the balance is difficult, and they're really expensive. So it's not a platform I would want to pursue unless I had something back.
So there you go. Helicopters are not a good idea. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. Anybody what? I hope you all enjoyed the talk, and we will see if we can hook something up and fly the plane later today or tomorrow. So stay tuned.